The Minions movie comes out July 10th, and we totally love Minions. So today I'm going to share with you how to make this fun Minions birthday party banner using the Sizzix Eclips2. Now this is the Sizzix Eclipse Ecal Light software, and I'm going in the eShape store to find a banner, and I decided to get this one that is from Basic Gray because it's super cute. It's these really tall like pennants. And what's nice is with the eShape store, if I need anything, I can just go in there and buy it for 99 cents. So it works like a lot of the other electronic cutting systems where you can go buy the shapes and then they download directly to the software so that they're ready to use. What I like about the Eclips2 is there's a lot of shapes from companies that you know and love, like Basic Gray. So it will coordinate with a lot of the paper lines and things that you probably already have. Alright, so I'm just going to drag the little arrows down at the bottom right corner of the bounding box to make this bigger, and then I'm going to ungroup it. Now because this has so many different lines, I'm going to need to ungroup it twice. First, when I ungroup, it's going to take all the layers off the top, and then when I ungroup it the second time, it's going to separate each individual pennant. I really only want one plain pennant, so I'm going to select all the rest of these and delete them, and then work with my one main pennant. You can use those corner bounding boxes to drag, or those little handles to drag the shape around and to change the size. If you use the bottom right hand one, it's going to change it and keep the scale, so it's not going to like overstretch it. I'm going to use a duplicate feature to create a second pennant right next to this one, and then I copied and pasted using Control-C and then Control-V to create a second set of these. Now I'm going to rotate them, and this is going to help me get 4 of these really extra large pennants out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees and then drag it back over so that it fits between my first 2 pennants. So this is a way that you can duplicate and get more mileage out of your paper. So I'm using a paper from Coordinations. It's a thinner paper, so I'm setting it to cardstock M. I loaded my mat, and then I'm going to go ahead and send that to the cutting machine so that it can cut it out. Now what's really cool is the Eclips2 cuts everything super fast. So I just loaded my mat. Now in the software I click to cut, and it's like takes off like a race car almost. It's like really crazy. Usually I don't let it cut that fast, but because it's straight lines, it's going to cut this out really fast. So if you're making this for a party, you can literally make this in like 15 minutes. You'll just repeat this process, and you can see how nice and cleanly it cuts everything out. Next, I'm going to cut out the words for happy birthday. Now, if you're not doing a birthday, like say you're going to do the premiere party, you could do something like welcome Minions or whatever kind of custom thing that you want to do. So I put caps lock on here, and then I typed out my word, and then I went over and selected my font in the font box, and so I think I chose Arial Black. I duplicated my font because I want to keep it all the same size. So I just copied that happy and pasted it, and then I used the text button to type birthday over that, and then I moved them next to each other, clicked to the upper left, and then dragged a box around it so I could select it all. And then I just dragged it around till I like the size of the letters and the shape. So I didn't use that side box to keep it all to scale. I wanted to stretch it out a little bit. So for birthday, that was too long, so what I did is I made a copy and I deleted birth from the bottom copy and day from the top copy. That way everything would fit onto my mat. Then I sent that over to cut out of a piece of black paper. Now over on my work table, I have all the pieces to put this together. I have some eyeballs, some Tombow Extreme Adhesive tabs, Tombow Extreme Adhesive tape runner, scissors, and some ribbon. So the first thing you want to do is peel all of your letters off of the mat. And what I like is that everything gets cut nice and crisply. Now if you're having trouble getting your pieces off of your mat, you can always bend it a little bit like I am here to kind of pop the edge of the paper up off of the mat so that you can grab it a little bit easier. Especially if you don't have any fingernails, this really helps you get things off the mat. So I kept my letters mostly in order up here at the top of my table, and then I laid out my pennants. Now I cut out some red ones, and then I cut out 2 different shades of yellow because I like the dimension of using multiple shades of one color. I feel like it gives a lot more interest than just keeping this all the lemon yellow or all of that sunny colored yellow. Next, I'm using some poly satin ribbon from Darice and running a strip of the Tombow extreme adhesive across the top of each pennant and then sticking that to the ribbon. Now that extreme adhesive, when you're done running it, you got to kind of snap it off at the end to break the line of adhesive. If you don't do that, it'll kind of gum it up a little bit. You can peel the little gummy blob off of there to fix that if that does happen. So this ribbon is not very smooth. It has a little bit of a rough texture to it, almost like a seam binding, and it's perfect for adhering things to it. So rather than punching holes and trying to thread the ribbon through, this is a fast and easy way to make a banner. And this, because I'm leaving some space between each pennant, I can fold this up easily. Next, I'm using some Tombow Mono Multi-Liquid Glue. You can use any white glue, but I like this one because it's really, really sticky to add those letters onto the banner. Now, because I live in a very dry area, it's important that I use a very sticky glue. If you live in a humid area, you can get away with using a glue that dries a little bit more. This one stays tacky. Now, I did happy all on one banner, and then to make it a similar length to birthday, I added 2 pennants on each end that were blank. So when I go and do birthday, I'm going to have the words go all the way to the edge. So again, I'm repeating the same process using the Tombow Extreme Adhesive Tape Runner to adhere those pennants to the piece of ribbon, leaving about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch between each pennant so that I can fold this up easily for storage later, and then using that Tombow Mono Multi-Liquid Glue to add my letters. Now finally, with the red pennants, I went ahead and glued them to the ribbon, even though it's yellow ribbon, and again left that space so that I could fold this up. Now this I think would be really fun to use for like a race car party later, or even for something like 4th of July or back to school. So even though you don't have words on it, it's a really great decoration that you can use over and over. Now I had a couple extra pennants, and I thought these would be super cute to make into like little pennants on a stick. So I cut 4-inch sections of the ribbon, put that Tombow Extreme Adhesive Tape Runner on one side of the ribbon, and then sandwiched a bamboo skewer. You can get these at the 99-cent store. So I sandwiched a bamboo skewer between the piece of ribbon and the pennants, really pressing that ribbon down and around the skewer and then to the paper. And these are a great way to kind of decorate your tabletop, and I put them into some smooth foam to make these little like platters to put our food on. So I will be showing you that later in the week. But these are just super fun. And then I had a couple eyeballs left over from my eyeball decorating that I did. So the eyeballs are for the Minions, and I put those on the banners, and there's just kind of a fun festive look. You can see everything here together. It all works. I like all the layers and the texture with the pom-poms and the banners and all of the stuff hanging. So it's really affordable way to get a really cool, trendy look to your party to create a backdrop. Thank you so much for coming by. Please hit that subscribe button. If you are watching this on my blog, you can hover over the subscribe area and subscribe from there, or click the YouTube logo down in the bottom right. I hope to see you back here again soon. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these party ideas. Bye!